apparently the most disturbing family content on TikTok. And this isn't the first time we've seen families get on TikTok, YouTube, where their content gets a little disturbing. So we're just going to jump right in and see what he's talking about.
The detriments of family content, and I thought I found the worst of it all. But this week I came across something that is total bull.
As you can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7, living in a one.
When you have a one bedroom with 6 people, a bedroom becomes more essential than dining room. What?
Bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you. But quite frankly, after making do for nearly 3 years now, I have nothing but a grateful spirit for the roof over our head. Generally, the instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? See, my perception is judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people. I would be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive. And like I said, I have learned a lot. I generally look like I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy.
No, ma'am. If your kids came first, you would have been financially stable and then had your kids. That's if your kids really came first. It seems y'all intentions came first and just decided to have kids, boom, in a 1-bedroom apartment. That's not very smart.
When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in 1 bedroom of some of these houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
I did just feel like that one Goofy movie meme where Max enters the house and is like, damn, bitch, you live like this? Cause damn, you live like this? Now, before we get started in the video, I want to be clear. This is not an indictment on them and their financial situations. People are actually poor in America. They live below the poverty line and they have to make do with what they have. With that being said, some of these people's actions, their logic, their reasoning, and their justification as to continue the bullshit that they have going on is something that has to be talked about. This is the resilient Jenkins family, a family that doesn't deserve any bit of praise or recognition at all, but hey, we're going to cover them on this channel. They're a family of 6 going on 7. The mother is pregnant with baby number 5 in this situation.
Oh my
and they live in a 1-bedroom apartment. And again, this is an indictment on the financial status of these people. It's their decision making and their choices. When I grew up, my mom told me the stories about how she and her siblings grew up in an apartment of 1. She also has about 4 to 5 other siblings at this time. But the difference is her parents stayed in the living room and the kids got the bedroom with a bunch of different bunk beds. That's not the case in this situation. Both of them had kids outside of the relationship. They came together and started having more kids. The parents get to sleep in the room. The kids sleep out in the living room. The parents' room has a whole TV, a PS5, and a regular bed. And the kids have foam mattresses on the kitchen floor that they have to share with cats and like that. The dad does a bunch of gig work and spends a bunch of time outside of the house, and that's gonna come up later.
So the parents get like the good stuff, the kids get the bad stuff, and they say it's about the kids coming first. Interesting.
Later as to why that's important, because it's just gonna tell the tale of how much of a deadbeat he really is. And the mother is a stay-at-home mom for a bunch of poor excuses, but we'll get into those as well. Now, they're both recovering addicts who met in some sort of rehabilitation center, but none of that's stopping them from continuing to do drugs today. Like, while she has the baby, she is still actively taking drugs by her social media accounts. And 2, there's nothing stopping her from doing any sort of work that would most definitely contribute to the house in a meaningful way. But instead, she spends her time, like all these family influencers do, begging people online in order to pay for their lifestyle and make her some sort of mommy influencer. And I'm not a fan of this type of content at all, but the reality of it is that it exists. But the main thing about this family content is, before anything, you have to take care of your actual family.
Absolutely baffles me that my beautiful kiddos haven't gone viral yet. 2 years and counting, babies, we got this. Eventually mama will make our dreams happen. Again, why does it have to revolve around your kids being viral for your dreams to come true? It's wild. It's insane.
I'm not like you other girls.
I'm making changes to help our account. If I consistently see you in the views of my videos and not supporting, you won't have access to our account any longer. My goal is to grow, and I can't do that without the support of the viewers. Like, are you serious?
See, I'm very cute. See, I'm very demure.
TikTok algorithm be worse than W2 and with them low life coworkers you watch get all the credit, because tell me why I have crap views and better content than half this app. What are you talking about?
And if you're making entertaining and engaging content consistently, for sure, most people are going to make you some sort of influencer.
Right.
But it's not something that you beg your way to being.
Exactly.
Maybe in 2024 it's different. But this woman is so against the idea of working that even if it comes at the risk of harming her kids in the household, she is willing to not do it in the search and hopes for social media clout and fame.
I'll be fine. I'm completely and utterly fine. I'm fine. I am fine.
I'm fine. I'm always fine. Don't you know?
Someone more financially able to handle it. Why do I have to take my baby's baby? What?
That?
Remember what I said here. The cat has a skin infection and the cat is sleeping with these young babies that are susceptible to being sick and have a weaker immune system than adults. All this could be mitigated if they just decided to change their lifestyles up by having the parents be out in the living room, or hell, give away the cat. But no, the parents live a life of luxury. I know that's strange to say in this regards, but they're in their room comfortable with a television and a bed and a PlayStation 5.
Right. The kids do have a PS4. They just like watching dad play.
They moved into
Really?
the space back when they just had a small amount of kids, but now they continue to keep growing, keep smashing, and keep making this some sort of game on TikTok by saying, hey, if you make me an influencer, I'll give my hubby another kid. It's actually disgusting work. But the problem is they can't control the outbreaks that are happening in their own damn home. They have months of lice and fleas to the point where it was uncontrollable. And prolonged lice and flea outbreaks in homes can be detrimental to the long-term health of kids. We're talking about the psychological, we're talking about diseases.
You're begging for views and begging the TikTok algorithm to change while you got lice and mice and whatever's in your house, and it's not uncontrollable because you too busy asking for views on TikTok. Really? Really?
We're talking about infections being passed along. This isn't the New York City streets. This is a damn home. It's supposed to be somebody's comfort, somebody's protection. But you can't even get it under control. At least alleviate some of the problems by putting your kids in the damn room and you sleep out there with the cats since you decided that you need to have them.
Now you listen here, you walking pile of panic attack.
This
You're
is
gonna
the damage
inhale,
done
exhale
after
your way
having
through
a
this
treat.
bullshit if it's the last thing you do. Your thoughts aren't real, your mind hates you, but you're...
The reason why I hate this family content is because it's putting to the side the safety, health, and well-being of the kids in order to make some sort of influencer out of the mom. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how this drug addict, deadbeat father, etc., is supposed to make good content, but that's the hope and prayer for them by mom sitting on live begging for people to follow her, begging for people to basically build their lifestyle all day and all night.
Y'all, there's only 92 days till Christmas. I had a goal to go viral before Christmas and maybe even make some extra funds to give my kids a Christmas. The countdown is so fast as a parent. Go to work. Oh my gosh. You don't just pray to go viral and it happens. It either happens or it doesn't. And it depends on what type of content you make. Now, sometimes the way certain people go viral off their content is honestly ridiculous. It doesn't deserve attention, but it does. But anyway, it either happens or it doesn't. And if you're putting in the work for it to actually happen, it will happen. But this is not putting in work, asking for views, saying, hey guys, make me go viral so my kids could do great. No, go to work so your kids could be so y'all whole household could be financially stable. Not asking for views on TikTok so your kids could have decent clothes, a decent house to live in. No, you go do that. You go work. Go to work. Go get a job. Go to work.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song, been pregnant.
Help a girl out. My hubby said if we can flip our financial position, this doesn't have to be our last baby. I'm not really ready to stop having babies yet. Help a girl out. Go work. Again, go to work. You want to help your family out, go to work. Stop relying on TikTok, especially if you had not made any money so far off of TikTok. Like, what are you doing?
For way too long. Let's tell the DJ turn it off.
At some point, CBS should step in, because this is a person who does not take the health and well-being of her kids and her family very seriously. When she does decide to get pregnant, I think she should stop having babies as a whole. She doesn't even listen to the doctors recommend that she doesn't do certain things to avoid complications with the pregnancy.
I have no idea how far along pregnant. Far enough along.
Pregnant mama 4, trying to reach 10K by the end of the year. See what I'm talking about?
The nausea is at its peak though, so that makes me think I'm about 7-8 weeks ish. So this will be my 6th time being pregnant. I've had 2 miscarriages, 3 babies, and this is number 6. So we're gonna find out. We're praying for the best, of course. We're believing for the best.
2 miscarriages.
Regardless, I find it goofy that when you're into your like 3rd, 4th time in a row, you really should not be getting so many questions by the doctors, or like, you know, we highly recommend you don't mess with the cat box. Can you recommend to my cats they don't shit then? That would be great. Stay away from too many herbal teas. I'm gonna drink my teas, thank you.
I'm not a doctor at all, but I think that maybe there's some sort of connection to the habits that you have. You know, the continued drug use, the kitty litter use, you know, the disgusting conditions.
It's like, why avoid help recommendation? Now, of course, it's just a recommendation, so you don't have to listen to it, but like, it's recommended for like your sake and that baby's sake, and yet you just threw all of that out of the window because you didn't want to give up herbal tea while pregnant. Okay.
That you have in your household could probably be linking to some of these miscarriages or complications that you're having with your pregnancy. I don't know. I don't know. I may be jumping out the window with that one. I don't know.
No, you're not jumping out the window,
whose fault this really is in the grand matter of things. But ultimately, I'm here to squash all conversations. It is both parents' faults. And then there's a third party involved that people aren't necessarily thinking about that could be at fault here. And I'm here to say, yes, you, the people that are consuming this content, engaging and ultimately donating, are involved and being complicit in enabling the behavior that they are displaying on the internet. I saw just the other day that somebody sent the kids some bunk beds. Kudos to them, but damn, do not give them an out. Do not give them some sort of way to get out of work.
Look, he is right. Do not give them an out of like trying to actually work for what they need and want. But those kids need something. I'm sorry. The kids need something, okay? The kids need something proper to sleep on. So I'm not mad that they got some bunk beds. They need it.
Working hard and providing for their kids, and it wouldn't even be hard work. Woman, just get a job.
Yes.
So I decided to look up everything in regards to the resilient Jenkins family in Oregon and Portland and their standards of stuff of care and everything what you're supposed to. Off the bat, each child is supposed to have their own bed and own mattress that is adequate for their size. That's just the standard. That's just what they want. And when it comes to housing, usually it's supposed to be 2 per room. So in their case, you can, if the youngest child is like 3, you have to include them, but if not, because they can kind of sleep with their parents, it's supposed to be 2 per room. There's 3 kids. One of the children is not related to the other children, which I think that comes into bed sharing. So there would need to have at least 2 rooms for the kids, essentially. But being that they're going to add more children in, they're going to grow up, they're going to need at least a 3-bedroom, 100%. Like, there's no way around that. And also there's a way for the parents to have a room as well, because that is obviously extremely important to the parent to have their privacy, but it's not. But anyway, each child must have their own bed. They cannot bed share with someone that they are not related.
It's kind of crazy. How do they have time to make these kids in a 1-bedroom apartment with kids in the house? Maybe they just don't care and their kids have to listen in every time their parents are making a baby, which is really unfortunate, by the way, if that's the case.
Related to. So no, the rolled up foam mattresses that come into play and come out of play during the day is not up to standard. I don't know if the apartment complex could get in trouble for this or the parents could get in trouble for it, but it is in violation. Also, I looked up if there is a program, because here in North Carolina there is one in certain counties, where people will donate a bed to you with bed framing and I think a mattress as well for a child, free to the parent, no cost to anything. They do that. in Oregon. I did look it up. They do that in Portland specifically. I looked that up as well. So for the father to say that they don't have beds because they broke them, I can see where people are saying the financial literacy is not there, the irresponsibility is there, because as a parent, I'm a parent of 3 boys. They have broke their beds several times. I have replaced them several times. That's just that's the law. And there is no excuse for them not to have replaced their beds. Yes, they broke them, but guess what? You still have to replace them because you're a parent. Right. Children are expensive. They are not inexpensive at all. You know, I did see on her wish list they put a toddler bunk bed, you know, up there. Someone did purchase it. That's great, but that's only for 2 of the 4 children that you have. Why didn't you put 2 bunk beds up there? Why haven't you looked into programs of replacing your children's beds if you cannot afford it?
Now, she did bring up a couple of good points, and I did want to address some of them. For one, even though you are potentially close to meeting the standards that Portland sets out for housing children, that doesn't take into consideration that you are bringing in prolonged health risks into their lives by having the cat urine be all over the place, by having the lice infestation and flea infestation, and by also having moldy laundry be in the house for long periods of time.
Is this at the front of the house? I think it is. But it's like, why wait to do this and then make a TikTok video out of it? Out of all the content you could create, you are recording yourself throwing away moldy laundry, and yet you are wondering why your views not going up, why your TikToks are not going viral. Come on now. Like, we're watching you fold your moldy laundry and potentially get rid of it. Like, come on now.
Second of all, it is amazing the fact that there are so many government programs, communal assistance, hell, even churches and schools like provide these different incentives and programs for people to take advantage of.
Alright, I scrolled over the rest. It was just more other TikToks chiming in on what this family needs to do. And they need to do a lot. Like, a lot needs to be done, because living in a 1-bedroom apartment with like 3 kids, a 4th kid on the way, that's not doing justice for anybody. And the way they want to financially get out of this 1-bedroom apartment is begging people on TikTok to donate the views, make us go viral. No, lady, please just go work, go get a job. Like, being viral on TikTok or whatever platform you on, it either happens or it doesn't. And the way it happens could literally be off of sheer luck, or the type of content you make, you're actually putting time and effort into. Or even if it's not a whole lot of time consumption and it's just interesting to watch, all of those factors play into whether your TikToks are viral or whether you'll get the views or not. But this is insane. This is absolutely ridiculous. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Do not end up like this family where y'all claim y'all put y'all kids first, but y'all got y'all kids on blow up mattresses while y'all get the bed. Right, and y'all telling me y'all put the kids first. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, like I said, and until then, I'll catch y'all later.